Hello guys, welcome back to Pause and welcome to another Spotlight video. Today looking at a brand new Planet Zoo screenshot that was released yesterday. So periodically it seems like Planet Zoo and Frontier are going to be releasing new screenshots and animals and little bits of information via social media, and this did begin yesterday with this brand new screenshot. Now this is just a different angle of the zoo that we've already seen in previous screenshots, which I'll put the old screenshots up now just so you can see the different angles. So yeah, this it seems like they've created this zoo that they are using for the publicity shots and all these screenshots that are being released, at least initially anyway, for the time being. It seems to be all from this one zoo that has been created. So back to the new screenshot then. So the caption that came along with it was basically just advertising the fact that there's going to be a piece-by-piece building system in the game, so very similar to that of Planet Coaster, and the building itself at the forefront of this image is very Planet Coaster in itself. It's yeah, that could be Planet Coaster, that building. Very, very similar. There's obviously a few differences in pieces, like the lion heads and all the little archways and animal bits that are on that make up the front of the building, and then some of the lighting and things are a little bit different, and the windows obviously. But the point I'm trying to make is that is exactly the same kind of building you can create in Planet Coaster. So that system and that kind of building tool, I assume, is going to be very, very similar. Now there are a few little interesting bits that you can just about make out in this screenshot. Nothing that's too concrete, but obviously there are a few bits. The first thing is you can sort of see a new style of bin, which is on the pathway, and the lights that I mentioned. I mean, yes, you could sort of see these in the other screenshots, but they're a little bit more clear here on this one. You get a slightly better angle of that maze feature, and also the glass structure which makes up the train station. Now obviously looking from this, it doesn't seem as though that maze is going to be usable in game. Whether that means in the final build they will put in a kind of hedge maze system, I don't know. In this version it is just what it looks like for decoration, but it does give you a good sort of show off of these two look like bronze animal statues that they've used inside there, and you also get the glimpse of, I think it looks like a lion water fountain just in the centre. So it gives you a good look at some of the little asset pieces here, and very much animal based, as you would imagine. And I'm assuming a lot of these are going to be scenery pieces as opposed to the animal pillars and stuff that are on the building, which are probably going to be building pieces. So yeah, that really interesting to see a different angle of that, a different perspective. Over on the right hand side you've got a lot of the sort of savanna animals and a lot of the African and that kind of stuff, which we've kind of already seen in the other screenshots. So I'm not going to focus too much on the right hand side. However, towards the left, just behind the train tracks over here, there is what looks like it could potentially be a lemur enclosure or some kind of small monkeys or something. As you can see, there's sort of enrichment items from, yes, it's very far away, but it definitely looks like there's some kind of climbing animal in there. It could even be a red panda or something like that, but it definitely gives you a new glimpse of a smaller enclosure. And it looks like it's got this raised pathway at the back, or at least a pathway at the back to give a viewing of like a wall glass viewing of it, and then the normal fences around the front. So again, it gives you a good indication of the different types of enclosure and fencing you can use just in a very small area. That is quite a small one really. It's the sort of size you'd see of like a meerkat's really, and the fact it doesn't look like it's got much of an outdoor area. So I don't know, I'm interested to see another shot of this to see exactly what it is. And then looking out towards the back of the screenshot, we've got some more of these lovely little buildings with the glass roofs. I'm not sure what the use of these are at the moment. It doesn't really show on this, but obviously they are very nice. And this little sort of courtyard fountain water area again looks very nice. And one thing I will have a mention from this. Now, if you're doing like a custom pond in Planet Coaster, you have to obviously lower the ground, fill it with water, and then build around that. Is this going to be an indication that you can just build water a little bit more controlled? As that it looks very square, and I don't imagine that would be a scenery piece. It's quite large. So is this an indication of a different type of sort of terrain building that they're going to add in this game? I don't know. To me, that's what it looks like. Like I say, you can see under the water they've used these will look like walls or pillars or supports to make this look like a custom pond. So I don't know, it'll be very interesting to see what develops with that. But the fact that it's here makes me think it's got some sort of unique nature to it. As I think these screenshots that they're releasing at this stage, when the game's released and we look back on these screenshots, I think there's going to be a lot of glaring stuff that we've missed, a lot of things that we've sort of just bypassed, that's quite important, and I think that's probably going to be one of them. I think everything that's in this zoo that they've created for these press images has got a purpose and has got a reason for being there. So I don't think anything is too we should look at anything with not enough detail. I think everything will be important. So yeah, that's generally about it for this screenshot, guys. I will put a link in the description below if you haven't seen this already, so you can have a closer look and delve into it yourselves. But yeah, so far this is one of the most, well, the newest screenshot that's been released, and probably one of the most exciting because we've got a few little glimpses at new enclosures for animals that potentially haven't been announced yet. So yeah, hopefully there'll be more information about this particular lemur area, which I'm assuming is lemur. Obviously, that's just my speculation, and I've noticed a few guys on Reddit have also thought of similar lines. It looks like small primates, but I don't know, we can see. So yeah, that's about it for today, guys. So as always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because we will be posting loads of Planet Coaster stuff as soon as it's released. As soon as these screenshots come out, we'll do another look through the video and a deep delve to try and find all the new stuff. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to give us a like. Fancy a chat, head over to Twitter or Discord. And if you want to help us out, you can do that by going to our Patreon page. All the links are down below in the description. But for now, guys, thank you ever so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers, bye.